The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus told his disciples this parable. A man going on a journey called in his servants and entrusted his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately the one who received 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2, another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, "Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more." His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who received 2 talents came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more." His master said to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who had received the 1 talent came forward and said, "Master, I knew you were a demanding person, harvesting where you did not plant, and gathering where you did not scatter. So out of fear, I went off and buried your talent in the ground. Here it is, back." His master said to him in reply, "You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I did not plant, and gather where I did not scatter. Should you not then have put my money in the bank, so that I could have got it back with interest on my return? Now then, take the talent from him and give it to the one with 10. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And throw this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
When I was a young priest, I had the occasion to watch Bobby Orr at the Boston Garden. For those of you who may not be familiar, Bobby Orr was one of the great defensemen of the Boston Bruins back in the 60s and 70s. And the wonderful thing about Bobby was seeing how well he used his talent, because he had a great talent, even though he was a defenseman, of being able to skate the length of the ice, make his way through the other 5 defenders, and somehow or another manage to slap the puck into the goal. It was an amazing thing to watch, and he did it repeatedly. So often did he do it, and so well did he do it, that he led the Boston Bruins to 6 championships while he was working with the team. Or not working with the team, but playing on the team, because he still works with the team. So he had an enormous talent, a great ability to carry a puck and make sure that it wound up eventually in the goal. Now you might say, so what? Well, he had a great gift, and he used it well. He was able to do things that other players could not. They had their talents, but not quite the kind of talent that Bobby Orr had. Well, the gospel today is all about talents too, but of a different kind. A talent in the gospel means an X amount of money. We don't know exactly what it was. In older days, we used to say a denarius, but that was the same thing. We didn't really know what that was either. It was just a large amount of money that the master figured he could give to his servants. So he gave one servant a large amount of money, 5 talents. He gave another servant a little less, according again to his ability, 2 talents. And finally, he gave to a third servant 1 talent. The ones with the 5 and the 2 went out and doubled what the master had given them. And how does the master respond to that? The master says to them, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." What a terrific thing. They take this money, they make more money, and their master is pleased. Now, you might think, what does it have to do with us? We're Christians after all. What was Jesus doing in this parable? Well, most of the parables, particularly at the end of St. Matthew's Gospel, are directed toward how are we going to get to the kingdom of heaven? And how will we be when the Master, who is the Lord, says to us, "What did you do with your talents? Did you increase them and make it better for the people around you? Or did you hide your talent?" Because that's what the third person did. The third person took the talent that had been given to him and he buried it because he knew that his master was demanding. And so in burying that talent, he was able to bring it back, even though he knew that the master was demanding. And so what does the master say to him or about him? "Throw this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth." That's the reaction we don't want to have when it comes to the final judgment. When we're standing before God, we really don't want to hear that last bit. What we want to hear is, "Come, good and faithful servant." That's what we really, truly want. So what do we do? Do we hide our talent? Or do we use the talents God has given us to be better ourselves and in that way make the world around us better at the same time? There's a little twist that I want to give to this gospel. And that twist is this. We oftentimes think of talents that we have. For example, we may have a talent of being able to sing. What a beautiful gift from God. We may have a talent for being able to corral kids and see to it that they get to be little league ball players, basketball players. Just we have that talent for that. Or we have the talent to be a wonderful mother or dad. All of those things, gifts given to us by God to be used for the betterment of the people around us. Maybe we have the talent for good public speaking. Whatever that talent is, it's God's gift to us. So when we use it, the people around us get better. But let's think about the gift that God has given to us in baptism. God gifts us with that talent, that great ability to do what? To live our lives in God's presence, following the words of Jesus and the actions of Jesus, so that our world becomes a better place. That's what baptism does for us. It gives us a treasure that we can use to help other people. Sometimes I think we as Catholic Christians tend to bury that talent. We tend to bury the fact that we are Catholic Christians, and we would like other people to join us. Now you say, well, I don't bury that, but I don't want to get up and preach about it either. Or I just want to, live my life, and it's okay to be a Catholic Christian. In fact, I treasure being a Catholic Christian, but I don't really have to go and share it with others, do I? Or just leave me alone. I get to church every Sunday. I use the sacraments regularly. Leave me alone. Is that the way we should be using or working with that great gift that God gives to us? He has led us to be baptized, and in being baptized, we are Catholic Christians. We are supposed to share what we have with those around us. We are not trying to just bury that baptism. We want to share it with people around us. Pope John the 23rd said about the church, "We are not on earth to guard a museum, but to cultivate a flourishing garden of life." We are not on earth, the Pope said, to guard a museum. The church is the people of God. It is not a museum. It is, as here, a beautiful place, the building, but the church is you, is me, is us. We are the people of God, given a great gift by God, our baptism. That is the talent that we have been given. Will we let that talent grow so that others join us? Or will we instead think, no, I'll just do the safe thing, like the third person in today's gospel? God is calling us to know, to understand, and to share our faith with people around us. That gift of baptism is God's gift to us. What we do with that gift is our gift to God.